Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about a very simple, or for some people it could be a complex topic, but the title is very simple, and that is, how to make more money. So what I'm going to go through, it's going to sound really easy, it's going to sound simple, but actually tackling these things, actually following through on these things isn't as easy. I can sit here and tell you these certain things, but it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to actually put into action, okay? Because making more money does require a lot of effort, right? So the first thing that I want to discuss and how to, get to the point where you can make a lot more money than what you could be making right now is if you do what Napoleon Hill kind of talks about, and that is, specialized knowledge. Becoming an expert in a certain field, right? And becoming really, really good at it. Because if you can become like one of the top people in your field, then evidently you're going to be getting most of the money, right? You're going to be one of those top tier people that gets the money. Now, obviously, it depends on what kind of industry you're in, right? Because obviously there are some industries that make more money than others. So you got to figure this out. Like, okay, does my industry make a lot of money? Is what I'm doing make a lot of money, right? And if not, then perhaps you need to change your field. But again, if you want to get really good at something, if you want to become an expert at something, if you want this specialized knowledge, right, then it has to be something that you're passionate about. It has to be something that you really like and are enthusiastic about. Because if you're just doing it for the money, then it's probably not going to work out as well. But if you're passionate about it and if you have a genuine interest in it, then you're more likely to become one of the better people because you're going to just, if you love it, you're just going to put in more hours than other people that are perhaps just doing it for the money. So, there's a few numbers laying around, of how you can, become one of the best. Malcolm Gladwell says like to become an expert, to become really good at something, then you need to put in like 10,000 hours of practice. I also read somewhere as well, like if you read, I think I may have learned it from Brian Tracy, but if you read and become immersed in at least 5 books and know those books like the back of your hand when it comes to your field, then you're more likely to be at one of those people that are at the top level because a lot of people are just not willing to put in the effort to read those kinds of books. So if you can find 5 books on the topic of the field that you're trying to get more money in, you become immersed and you immerse yourself in those books, right? And you really know them like the back of your hand, then you're more likely to be one of those people that are at the top, that has that specialized knowledge, that can get paid more. Okay, so another thing that you can do, as well as becoming like an expert, right? Because basically, the experts get the most, right? The people that are at the top get the most, right? And it's because they have that specialized knowledge. But something else that you can do, and this is what you see like people like Elon Musk doing. I know you don't have to be at the same level as him and do the same things that he does, although you may be able to. I don't know you and what you're capable of. But, make products that humanity needs. So Elon Musk, if you think about it, especially when it comes to things like SpaceX, like the last time we made like proper space expeditions were in the 60s. That was the last time we did anything like that as humanity. That was the last time, we was on the moon or something like that. So, Elon Musk is basically trying to make this sort of thing more, I guess you could say, easier to do, right? And because obviously it costs a lot of money to put shuttles into space and things like that. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to, really push that industry and try to make us go to Mars and do things that we've never done before. Because at some point, we may like it or not, but one day the resources on Earth is going to run out at some point and we're going to need to vacate, right, at some point, right? But, what I'm essentially saying here is that he's doing things that no one is doing that humanity needs. Okay, so if you want more money, then make products that humanity needs. Because if we need it, if we need what you're giving, then you're going to get customers. You're going to get people that are going to want to pay for your ideas, your expertise, pay for your products. Because, you might just make a really super useful product, right? So you've got to think about what that is for you, right? Now, not all of us are inventors. You may have to you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Perhaps you can take an existing industry and or an existing type of product and then make it better, but obviously putting your stamp on it to make it original and unique. You know, you can do things like that. But the case is that you are making something and building something that is useful that humanity needs, okay? And the next thing that you want to do, if you want to become super wealthy, is you make those products available to everybody, right? Whatever that product is. So it's not something that's extremely unaffordable, okay? It's something that people can purchase, you know, with their regular 9 to 5 paychecks on minimum wage, right? If maybe they might need to save up a little bit in order to buy your product, but if you are, you know, if you make it affordable for everybody, you're going to be making lots and lots of money, right? Okay, but this is something that you need to think about. It has to be something that humanity actually needs, right? But if you make it affordable, you're gonna fly, basically. But again, me sitting here and saying this is obviously a lot easier said than done, right? This is going to take effort. You're going to have to probably brainstorm, think of something that humanity needs, you know, study so you become one of those people in the top field of that industry, and also try and find a way to make whatever it is that you're making affordable for other people, okay? Or easily accessible, like it could be like an app or something, you know, whatever, right? It's either easily accessible for the rest of humanity, for the rest of humankind, or it's affordable for everybody, okay? So the next thing I want to talk about, and this is super important, right? This is probably the most important thing, right? Is that you must, whatever this thing is that you're creating, it must be valuable. It must be something that, it must be something that is real and genuine. You know, no one likes a charlatan, you know, who, you know, says, oh, look, buy this program, and in these short steps, you're going to become a millionaire, things like that. You know, when it's really just the same old thing that you've heard time and time again, but it's just got like a fancy logo, a fancy brochure, or whatever it may be, right? A fancy website, okay? You know, whatever you're making, make sure that you are bringing actual value to the person who needs it, right? And in a way, the value has to exceed the amount that people, that the amount, there has to equal, the amount of value basically in the product has to be more than what the person is purchasing it for, okay? So for example, like a book, like a really good book, I know there's lots of books out there, but a book that has like genuine information in it that probably took someone hours and hours and hours to work at, you know, write out, to get, you know, something really informative, something really good, something that is, you know, got lots of valuable information in it that could really help someone improve their lives, yeah? Let's say there's a book like that out there, and there are many books out there like that, but you can easily get that book for $7.99 or however, you know, how much books cost these days, right? Like books are easily affordable for anyone, right? Pretty much, okay? You know, because even if you can't afford like a first edition or a new copy of that book, like you can't, let's say you can't afford to go to the bookstore and buy it, you can go to a library and get it that way, or you can buy a second-hand version on Amazon or eBay, right? But the point is that obviously there's a lot of wealth of information in there, but the person that is selling it is only selling it for $7.99 or whatever the cost may be, right? It's going to be affordable, basically. It's not going to be a lot of money, right? In, you know, in the grand scheme of things, right? Obviously it's good because that person will be able to probably get multiple buys of that. No one, it's not like they're only just going to get $7.99 from that, because it's a book and many people will buy it. If it's a bestseller, then millions of people may buy it. But when it comes to the individual and the person that needs it, it's not going to cost them much, but what they get out of that book is going to be so much more. And I've had a few books like that in my life. Like, for example, you know, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That was a book that I bought for under £10. Yet it's given me a wealth of knowledge, and you know, it's improved my people skills and things like that. So the value of it has weighed out so much more for me than what I actually bought it for, right? So if you want to make a really good, decent product, then, and you want it to be, you know, and you want it to really fly off the shelf, whatever it may be, then you got to create something that has a wealth of knowledge in it, right? But you have to sell it for less than what it's, you know, worth in a way, right? Now, I'm not saying that you should sell yourself short. I'm not saying that you should, you know, for example, you know, okay, well, I'm going to make a really, really great book and I'm only going to sell it for $1 or something like that. Obviously, go by what the market is doing, sell it for the appropriate amount. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that there's got it's just worth so much more than what it cost, right? There's a lot of information. It's very valuable to the person that buys it if they take it on board and apply it and use it, right? That's my point. You want to make sure that what you're creating is actually worth something, right? And it's unique in some sort of way, and it really speaks to the person that needs it. Okay, so if you can kind of do that, it creates something like that that's actually valuable, and you're not a charlatan just saying, well, read all this information that I made, and then make sure that if you want to get the full thing, then you've got to buy this £1,000 course or whatever it may be. You don't want to be doing anything like that. You want to make sure that it's valuable, that it's genuine, that your intentions are good as well, and that's how you can make more money in that kind of regard. Okay, so just other things like quick things that you hear a lot of people talking about. There are plenty of ways that you can make money online, as a side hustle, because you might already have a 9 to 5. There's podcasts, there's YouTube, there's affiliate marketing, there's having your own blog, putting ads on a blog, things like that. Selling your own products online, selling ebooks on Amazon or something. There are so many ways that you can make money, but you just got to make sure that the products are things that people actually want, that you actually are valuable to humanity, okay? And that are genuine, right? That come from the heart, that are valuable, in not terms of like money, but in terms of the amount that person can get from your product, right? So that's my, thoughts on, how you can make more money. Get at it, start taking action, find out what it is that you can uniquely bring to people that's going to really benefit them. And if you find a way to always be benefiting other people, to always be, creating products that humanity needs or wants, then you're going to be making money, right? It may take some time. I'm not saying this will happen overnight, because it won't. Sometimes these things, especially if it's something like a business, sometimes they take years, maybe even decades to build. So you've got to be in the long game, right, for that sort of thing. Okay, so it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, it's going to take a grind, basically, and you have to be willing to do that. And if you're not willing to do that, then maybe you just got to stick to your 9 to 5 and maybe have like an Etsy shop or something, I don't know, which is another good way to make money. Like if you make really fancy jewelry that is really cool and unique, then by all means get an Etsy shop or something. But you see what I mean, right? If you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to put in the hours, then it's not likely that you're going to get specialized knowledge and become an expert and be able to make really good products like that. You just have to make that sacrifice. What are you willing to do, right? You have to ask yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice in order to get that more money that I want? Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.